Hello, great rising, good day, good evening, whatever time it is that you're watching this. I am so excited to welcome you to spring and the official beginning of the 2024 Spring Blossom Dragon program. If you were in my winter program, we had an amazing ending allowing us to meet our dragon spirits and work with the dragon egg as well as hatch the dragon egg. So if you are noticing, excuse me, that I have a stuffy nose, the weather here. Oh. Now, if you're noticing that with each of my seasonal programs, I don't like repeating certain spirit guides because Chinese Lunar New Year entails 1 year having a focus of one spirit guide. I also really love, as I was saying, 1-1. The time was at 1-1-1. Good vibes, guys. We're really starting off to a great way of excelling and expanding our spirituality. But know that all of my seasons carry different vibrations. Every season carries different guides. I do have specific themes. My spring programs will always have some sort of aromatherapy or herbal guidance. That's just something that has been a constant. Last 2023 spring, we worked with beautiful lotus energy. I even met a lot of you guys through the symbolism of lotus. So I really appreciate and love that aspect. This season, not only a flower energy came through, that blossoming, but specific trees, sakura, cherry blossoming, peach blossoming, orange blossoming. There is a sense of delicacy and almost danger connected with this essence of a tree full of so much wisdom and growth only has this short period of time of blossoming until it dies. The blossoms go away and you have to wait till next season. So that activation and physically seeing the experience of a tree blossoming and understanding how delicate it is in the moment for it to go away and have to wait. That is the exact way I want you guys to interact with your dragon spirit. That's the exact way I want you to visualize this entire spring, because we are not only awakening to spring, we're awakening to an entirely new decade of power and authority in our lives. How do we associate with that? How do we expand on all levels? The first section, we're going to really be expanding through the different Chinese elements. And not only are we expanding through recognizing the elements, we're expanding by going through our Vedic chart. I am so impressed with my clients from the past seasons just this year, and as well as new clients that have done the astrological work with their Western charts, because we are growing out of our ego. We don't need the same support that we've needed and craved and yearned for, because we found the support within us. We found the support with God, with the universe. We are expanding out of, oh, I doubt myself so much. Oh, I have these racing thoughts all the time. We're getting out of that mentality of, how do I gain confidence? How do I gain support? We're getting and breaking free from that ego, from really your sun sign. And it was essential to understand your Western chart. If you are out of the United States, being in Western culture, we were shown that there has to be support, external support. There has to be doubt. There has to be an ego. You need to show off. You have to have the things. There was so much pressure that understanding where ego comes from and navigating through the Western chart was essential. Switching over to a Vedic chart, I am going to get into a more description on the Vedic chart because this is actually where the first scriptures, the first writings in tablets mentions astronomy and astrology in combination with someone's physical, mental, and emotional ascension. This is the first time in history that you could find it in a textbook talking about chakras. And this is from thousands of years ago. At minimum, 5,000 years ago, these words were being used, and we're going to translate our Western. We're pretty much seeing where Western astrology translated the Eastern astrology for their own community. Now, that being said, the main difference is Western astrology focuses on the sun's placement. You think about it, the sun is only giving us monthly vibrations. It's only focusing on external aspects. It is focusing on how can I build confidence? How can I release energy? The sun, masculine energy, not a boy, just masculine releasing, organizing, setting up a way to do things that fits into society. So that was helpful for Westerners. Eastern astrology, that focuses on the moon phase. The moon phase changes every 1 to 3 days. Can you see where the accuracy and the focal points are different? And I feel like as our planet is rising, it's raising, my stuffy nose, rising its vibration to the 5D, which, if you're working with me, just know you have chakras in the fifth dimension. And if not all of them are in that fifth dimension. So you're having an easier progress and procession to this heart centered Vedic original chart. I'm saying original because it came 5,000, at least 5,000 years ago. So this is actually where astronomy and astrology met in scripture, met with people, and had a solid understanding that these placements work with your chakras and energy centers. So the moon-based Eastern chart is working with your heart. It's working with your moon. It's working with how do I balance my upper and lower chakras? It's not even focusing on how do I receive, how do I release, how do I balance myself from within myself with energy, with emotions, and how do I receive rather than release? Another really fun and interesting aspect is the Vedic chart has no releasing placements. If you've been working with me, you know your divine masculine heart chakra, your Chiron releases this wound. Vedic astrology does not interact with the Chiron. It's not even recognizing it. It is recognizing your moon to be one of the most important aspects of who you are and what makes you you. When talking about Vedic charts, people don't ask, hey, what's your sun sign? They ask what's your moon sign? They don't want to know what gives you support or confidence. They want to know what regulates your energy, what balances you to the core of your heart center. If that doesn't tell you the direction that our planet and collective consciousness is bringing us, it's beautiful. And as well as it has receiving aspects for the Venus placement. So your heart is receiving energy and balancing. There is no need for protection. There's no need for separation because it's recognizing we're all one unit. And it's recognizing on a quantum level, there is no letting go and separating. Once you engage in energy, it is quantumly entangled for eons, for infinity. This is the aspect of we are all one. We are all part of God, the universe. Another different aspect that is very different, there are no generational placements. There is no Pluto because you're already spiritually connected and open into that 5D realm. Pluto is associated with your soul star chakra, and that is only at a 3-dimensional access point. If you are curious and wondering about dimensions, please check out Astral Shaman or ask me to send you the ABCs of dimensions so you can get a better understanding while I'm speaking about the different dimensional energies. Carrying on, it doesn't have generational placements because it recognizes that we are larger. Our energy is larger than just our generation. You can't just clump generations together because there are separate generations that have experienced lifetimes together, have experienced intimate relationships and quantum entanglement that it's almost redundant to say, oh, all of these people think this manner. It is helpful when you're in your ego and when you need support. But as we break away from that, you're able to connect with everyone. The other two placements that are generational, Neptune and Uranus. And being a past student of mine, you are well rounded that those energies, those planetary shifts deal with your third eye. Those not having a focus is an entirely different expansion for our chakra health. Now it's saying we are not playing and being a part of a program. We are not here to tap into our intuitive self to see how someone else is doing their reality. So either you've passed through this stage of your third eye chakra. You've been through the third eye chakra awakening and you've worked with it so much that now it is being deprogrammed and it's out of your system, and you're recognizing that there are no conditions when I deal with someone else regardless of their program. Oh, this looks like, how can I explain? This looks like if you need to know personal details about someone, if you're going to treat them with respect or treat them shitty, that is entertaining the program. We are reaching a higher fifth dimensional energy by not recognizing the program and recognizing this is a person interacting and learning their own lessons. So whether this be new to you or whether this is happening at the moment, it's being deprogrammed from within you, we're going to work with the aspect of continuing deprogramming and getting used to the fact that you are intuitively in tune with everyone around you based off of your heart and your energy, not based off of how you see your reality versus another person's reality. I'll get more into that in a different time personally with you, but I did include third eye placement because how the Eastern chart associates your intuition is from the heart and from past and future lives. It has nothing to do with generations or conscious collective segments or separation, and all to do with inclusivity. Now, another huge part is sometimes your chakras or planetary placements match. Other times they don't. If they don't match, we are going to focus on balancing out those energies. And I received a huge download. And I've gotten a few clients wondering, hey, when am I going to do more work on myself? Like, I don't want to have to go into you all the time, which is completely fine. And that is the movement. That was the whole point of working with me in the past, to get you ready for this point where you work with yourself. Now, we do have sessions scheduled with one another to work on this new loving, equalizing energy. But new sessions are available where you are receiving your own homework to regulate your ego placements. We'll get more in depth with that for our personal sessions, but it's really comparing and seeing, okay, is this an egoic issue that I know within my heart how to solve and balance? Or is this something brand new that I'm just learning and remembering that I am love source, and that we need to push towards a forgiving aspect and bring in the whole part of our community and higher energy? So I just wanted to really expand on those energies and really what we're all about. Let's begin here. Let's see. I do have notes, I promise. Let's begin with the first pages that are after your alignments. So you'll have something like this, possibly. If you are in the astral, celestial, or galactic program, you'll have these. If not, you're welcome to take notes, but just know anything afterward, they are included to work with. It's just more on your own. So after this, though, if you're in my cosmic plan, I will be going through the new moon vision quest. So let's learn about Blossom Astrology. Oh, this is so exciting. Now, I want us to get accustomed to, can you see that? Vedic words and their translations. So, your Buddha. I love saying words. This is where we get to take notes. If I could actually flip to the page. Your Buddha is Mercury. And I did not put that there, but it is your throat chakra. So Mercury, throat chakra. I don't have a pen. One moment, guys. I have a pen. Your Buddha is Mercury. So for my own self to practice, I'm going to write Mercury right next to there. And we are going to be working with Mercury. Yay! So our throat chakra. So at this time, I want you to see what elements your throat chakra is and really understand. And this is for the entire March month of working with your Buddha, your Mercury, working with your Shukra, receiving love. This is that Venus energy. So you go to your heart placement and check out your Shukra. I'm just writing Venus. So this is your homework to do on your own time. Misha. Trying to flip through the pages. Oh dear. My pages are sticking. I don't even know how that's possible. Did I put your Misha in here? I may not have. Oh, pardon me, guys. I'm also receiving big downloads, so it went right over my head. Misha is a zodiac sign. And you do have in the front your zodiac translation. So Misha translates to Aries. So if you have any Aries placements, we're going to be focusing on those energies. And then we're going to go actually to the bottom. If you have any mean placements, you're going to go to that Pisces. So I want you to look through your astral alignment and write down what this month is focusing on for you and how we can incorporate in your day-to-day life. So mean is Pisces. And I really like the little check boxes because I like just checking things off when it fully feels like a download has actually settled. That peach blossom, if you eat peaches and are not allergic, or you have peach pitchers, which now with the alignment, there's a bunch of different peach blossom pitchers. This is the type of wood or tree that we're growing with and from and learning to gather our power, prepare to feel what power is within our heart chakra and to raise it to be empowered through ascension and growth. The peach dragon specifically means appreciating generous power. How can you appreciate generosity within your life and be open to accepting these blessings? So this is where I would take notes. Now, I am going to say some dates that are really essential. And these placements may not, the Misha and Mean, you may not have any placements. So it's not something to fixate on. It's not important in your chart, but everyone has Buddha and Shukra placements. So that is something important. And see how they're alike, see how they're different. What does your ego look like? What does your loving self look like for those placements? And how in each placement can you have appreciation and receive generosity? Let me, one moment, grab my calendar to actually see when these placements are interacting with us. Now, Mercury enters Aries tomorrow, the 9th. So tomorrow, so I'm going to put the 9th next to Buddha or Mercury because that's when it's engaging. And Aries is also the 9th. So double whammy if you have Aries placements and Mercury placements. The 11th, Venus enters Pisces. So I'll put 11th next to Shukra or Venus and 11th next to Pisces. So now we're engaging in how these energies are working with one another. Wonderful. So that is your homework. It should look something like this with your notes and just going through here and checking off how you understand them, if you understand them, and taking notes on that peach blossom energy of really appreciating generosity in each of those placements. How can you appreciate these things? And this directly correlates with the meditations that I'm going to get into. But we not only have that, we also have the crystal astrology. So crystal astrology, it's, again, we're trying to get you used to the word transition and really the root of some astrological words. So again, that Buddha, here's your crystal page. Buddha being Mercury on the 9th. Even for myself, I love rewriting things just because it actually sticks in your brain better. So Mercury the 9th, Shukra, this is your Venus. This is your heart. So we're really focused on heart and throat. So that's the 11th. Misha, anything in Aries, is the 9th, and Mean is Pisces, the 11th. Now, a little bit about Peach Moonstone. Peach Moonstone is wonderful because any type of moonstone is associated with your solar plexus, which we are so used to in the Western chart, working with our solar plexus, working with our ego, working with how we can receive support or release supporting others, and building up that confidence. What I love about Peach Moonstone is it lowers the vibration to your sacral chakra. And now it's really looking and tapping into how can we create from your solar plexus. So this one's going to be a unique energy. I do suggest having Peach Moonstone. If you had a cleanse, there's a possibility of utilizing that pyrite heart and dragging it down to your sacral chakra. Now, actually using Peach Moonstone, I want you to place your Peach Moonstone. So where's my Peach Moonstone? One moment. There we go. Here's my Peach Moonstone. It's a palm. Place your Peach Moonstone, however it looks, on your solar plexus, so 1 inch or 2 above your navel. And you're going to want to take a deep inhale through your nostrils, hold for a few seconds, and exhale out of your mouth and drag your Peach Moonstone to your sacral chakra. So now this is gathering that egoic, confident energy and dragging it, because your sacral chakra has everything to do with when you entered this realm, when you entered this reality out of the womb, and how you can create from that beautiful experience of entering this realm and raising your Kundalini fire, your spiritual flame, to be on this mission and on this planet for specific personal reasons. So working with Peach Moonstone, wonderful. So I'll give some time to take some notes on that as we shift to meditations. And I would also, because you're working with your Peach Moonstone, I want you to look at your solar plexus and see what elements, if your solar plexus matches or doesn't match from that sun western to the loving eastern moon, does it connect? Are they conflicting energies? And I also want you to sit with your piece of Peach Moonstone and allow it to help you understand what element that you're working in and with, and how you can help create and move to your sacral. Now that section is over, we can move along to the meditations. The first meditation, which is the 11th, meditations are geared on Monday, because Monday, technically, the word Monday is associated with the moon, which I absolutely love. A little tidbit backstory of myself. You can see my tattoos, but my first tattoo are the lunar phases. And I was just beginning to understand planetary transitions, and there was just something I always loved about moon phases. Now I teach moon phases, and this is how I've noticed people are able to work with the energy. The moon has the ability to raise or lower and place pressure on the ocean and its waves, and that's how we receive different tides. So different lunar phases raise or push on the ocean's tides, the waves, the vibration, and animals understand this as well. And we are in the animal kingdom. But working with the moon and its moon phases is, I believe, essential to understanding our own energy. And now it's a double click because we're understanding our moon dominant chart in Eastern astrology. Now, moon meditation seed, because we're seeding. What have you lost to fertilize your soil that fuels your new beginning? I would love it if you had your peach moonstone. If you don't have peach moonstone, and if you have the smallest piece or the largest piece of clear quartz has the ability to be programmed. Just hold in your left hand and place your right hand over your clear quartz. And I love bringing it to your center, your heart center, and asking and allowing and having the clear quartz accept programming of being peach moonstone. Blowing on it gives that life force energy, and it has the ability to absorb the vibration. Now that it's programmed, having your peach moonstone of some sort around you. If you purchase the Sakura Dragon Manifesting Oil, this has peach kernel, sakura or cherry blossom, and neroli, or that orange blossom. So I would also place that on your quartz or your peach moonstone. Your stones love to be lathered if they like liquid. So even having that around to better associate with the appreciation and acceptance of help. And meditations are the counterpart or the feminine aspect of prayer. Prayer is the releasing and masculine action of making a statement to the universe. Meditation is the feminine aspect of receiving energy message from the universe. Meditations are the universal way of how God sends you a prayer. Now, having a focal point is the point. Get it? Because if you don't have any focal point and you're not used to meditating, it can be incredibly difficult to hear all the vibrations. So this is a nice way to center and focus on one prayer that the universe, is sending towards you. So that first one, March 11th, what have you lost to fertilize your soil that fuels your new beginning? I would put some sort of music. I would put some sort of candle or scent, because now that I use Sakura manifesting during meditation, my body, my mind, my source understands, oh, we're about to go into meditation or work with spirit. Have a special incense reserved for your meditation. Sometimes it's helpful to either do it outside or have the lights off. So something that allows your other senses to shut down and your olfactory system to turn on. So that is your meditation. I do want to go over the other meditations and their association. So this meditation is directly geared towards if it's time to shift to the board. That meditation is directly geared towards acknowledgement. So we're acknowledging accelerated progress. That being said, with this acknowledgement, I love this because today, if you didn't know, it's International Women's Day. And we've been working so hard on our progress. And the fact that we are in the moon phase, we're in the phase of last cycle that it's time to acknowledge what is happening, acknowledge your progress from winter. So, what have you lost to fertilize your soil? This is an acknowledgement of what was released. And now we're going to further step into that acknowledgement with acceptance. How does it fuel your new beginning? It is hard sometimes to understand that progress and releasing of things in the winter is actually taking responsibility and accepting something that you thought was unacceptable. I'll touch base more on that during the new moon vision quest. So that's March 10th. March 11th, personal prayer. Personal prayer to continue investing. So this will be happening during the weekend. This is happening during the new moon. We're integrating all of this energy to get us ready for a personal prayer. So when you meditate, you're actually now having the option to answer back from your meditation. The universe gave you a prayer. Now it's time for you to make your own prayer and continue investing in that energy that was provided. Hey guys. Now, we did the investment phase. I am going to switch gears towards that new moon in Pisces. So everyone received this. New moon in Pisces. Themes of this new moon: compassionate power. Limitations are acknowledged. So right now, from this day forward, I want you to write down limitations that are acknowledged. What have you limited yourself? What can you acknowledge? Accelerated progress. The first step to progress is acknowledgement. So, what limitation are you aware of? And one of our affirmations is, my energy is conscious that I am a human. A lot of times we come to this planet and we have such connection with our spiritual, soulful guidance that we forget we're humans. We forget where we are in and chose to be in a 3D, 5D environment. So there are certain things that our 9D, 12D self cannot fathom, that it takes us a different amount of time or energy to translate what our true goals are. So acknowledge the limitation. Write down what you want to manifest. What is it that you want to gather power from yourself again? And this is where, if you have Pisces placements in your chart, whether it be ego or loving moon energy, so there's the ego, there's the love, where, if you have Pisces, it is in your alignment if you do, and how to work with and through that. But that is a place where I want you to manifest from. If you don't, the board is clear. Visualization, acceptance. So during the new moon, or at least 3 days after the new moon, the energy of accepting, the energy of taking responsibility of what you're allowing in your life. Let's do our vision quest. So at this time, or you're welcome to pause the video and go towards the next energy, because I will be speaking about the pendulum energy afterward. But this time, we're going to go over that acceptance visualization with Pisces. You're welcome to join in with your drum, but now just settle down. You're welcome to be in lotus pose, lay down, and let's see through your acceptance energy. Begin to see your wood dragon spirit. See all of your wood dragon spirit scales. Follow your wood dragon spirit to the river. In the river, notice your dragon gazing upon itself, its reflection. Gaze upon your reflection in the river and notice one large goldfish staring up at you. Notice another large silverfish stares up at your dragon. When the gaze is fixated, take a deep inhale through your nostrils. Hold, exhale out of your mouth, and dive into your goldfish. Feel how the water touches your face. Feel how your scales ripple throughout your body. Feel the movement of your tail. Notice the silver fish and how the dragon's eyes pierce through. Begin following the silver fish down the river. Notice a shimmering, glimmering clam. The silver fish pushes its body up against this large clam, opening it. As you swim inside, where do you lack compassion? Let this experience, let the word, let the feeling, let the emotion of neglecting your compassionate power, your compassionate self, seep through the scales. Notice the clam begin closing. Notice the light slowly disappearing out from your space as the clam shuts. Remember to breathe. What are you accepting this new moon? Notice your fish body shifting into your human hands. Notice your legs pushing against the bottom of the large clam, and place your hands up at the top of the clam, pushing open and swimming up and out of the river. As you take a deep gulp of fresh air out of the river, notice the silver fish jumping up out the river and your dragon coming out of the fish body. Taking your dragon's claw as your dragon helps you out of the river as a human, what are you accepting this new moon? Write down your experience, what you're accepting. Thank your wood dragon. Until next time. Thank you so much. That is our new moon in Pisces vision quest with your dragon. Remember, you're human, you're powerful, you're strong. We may be dense than our higher selves, our spirit guides, but there is a purpose and a reason and a season, and it's right now. It is time for us to focus on how you are active in your friendships. And this doesn't just mean human friendships. This means how are you active in your friendship and your bond with your wood dragon? How are you active with spirit guides, animal guides, and your interaction? Just how you interacted with the fish in the river. Now, let's see how you place dedication towards your intentions to grow as a person. How are you going to grow as a person? How are you going to release out of that limitation, that clam, that limitation that life in our third eye may place upon us? How are you going to lift? How are you going to open up? And how are you going to make the choice to grow as a human and get out of that emotional river and let and accept your wood dragon to lift you out and assist you? I accept kindness mentally, spiritually, emotionally, allowing myself to be at peace. We are allowing and accepting compassionate power within ourselves as we accept and appreciate generosity from that external source that we're so used to. Now, the 11th, we're going to focus on a prayer for yourself. So after you've downloaded this new moon vision quest, it's time to receive the prayer. And I would like it if you did your meditation first, March 11th meditation, and then go back to your new moon in Pisces sheet to do your prayer work. Now, this is you responding to the meditation or the prayer from the universe. How are you going to respond? And how are you going to continue investing? I do have a poem that everyone received. And I, for myself, will be saying this poem to acknowledge the energy we're working towards. To acknowledge a limitation invites acceptance of our prayers. Express your safety with the universe. Be seen how to refine with the divine. Become forgiveness that pours gratitude in all the empty places, becoming whole with galactic grace. We are focusing on the stages of forgiveness to become whole, because that is part of our mission, is to bring and be our entire selves. Now we're going to shift over to the pendulum work. But right before that, I do want to talk about the spring equinox. There is a spring equinox meditation where we work with figuring out more on our blossom dragon, our wood dragon. This is free for you, and we can schedule an in-person or virtual connection that's personal, not group. And these are goals that by the end of spring season, by the end of May, that we want to achieve. I just wanted to get through that. And it should have some incorporation of what you're accepting this cycle. Now let's shift over to our pendulum work. If you don't have a pendulum, I do have pendulums available. Specifically, I'm more leaning for my students to work with the orange aventurine pendulums, just because that is a crystal that we're working with in May. It will be associated with our orange blossom spirit guide. If that isn't your jam, though, I have rose quartz available and chevron amethyst pendulums available. They are $8 for students, for clients, originally $10. So that being said, those are available. If you have your own and haven't had the necessary guidance, I'm so excited to work with you in that aspect. Now we're working with Chinese elements. Here's your pendulum practice page, and we'll be doing this every Tuesday. So Monday's geared towards listening upon the universal prayer that's being downloaded within you. Tuesday, dragon power preparation. We're preparing our energy on how to even work with what we just received. And it is numbers. So pendulum practice, you have an elemental logbook, March 12th, Chinese element, ego, love placements. So I'm actually very stoked to teach about this. I open circle, but there is a prayer in the back because I would like you to say this prayer before engaging, working with your pendulum. This is so we are safe and we are understanding that it's our guides, higher self, selves, past lives, or divine self that is placing and moving and interacting with your quantum energetic field. So there's mine. Make sure you're sitting, or if you are standing, that you are still. But saying that prayer before working with your pendulum. I would like it if you had your pendulum in the center, raised above. So I will show this off as best I can. Let's see here. Okay, you can see it now. Now, I'm going to have it over the center. And mind you, this is after saying my prayer and opening circle. I'm going to ask, what Chinese element are you working on this week? So you can see how it's moving. In mine, it's bouncing more or less towards fire, but I also have worked with mine before, and it may be going either direction. If it goes to begin again, start over again, open circle again, and say the prayer, because it does take a lot of focus for your spirit and energy to use a new facet on how to interact with you and your friendship and build a bond with your higher parts of yourself or spirit guides. If it keeps going to begin again, you should use either black kyanite or selenite or desert rose selenite to clear your pendulum. I do not advise putting your pendulum in water. I don't advise putting your pendulum out in the sun. I do advise placing it on selenite, kyanite. Specifically, this is my I bring everywhere chakra, and it lives with its black kyanite underneath its little pillow. So that being said, that's only if you're having immense issues with what's going on. Next, if you're confused, you're like, well, I don't know which one it is. Is it fire or is it water? Begin to know how your pendulum says yes or no. So I will simply ask, show me yes. So it looks like mine is going in a circle. Show me no. Up and down. So then I would ask, are you showing me water? And see, now my spirit's getting a bit more aggressive, and it's like, no. Are you showing me fire? Oh, now it's going in a circle. Yes. So you can even cross-reference and double check to see if it landed on the one it was meant to. So because mine went on fire, I'm going to go to my elemental log and write in fire. And what in this section, I'm going to write what fire means to me. And specifically, the element of fire, I'm going to go over here now. It's right in red. Do I want to erase that? I think so. Let's see. Yeah, let's erase this, guys. So now we can talk about the elements. There we go. Fire. This is about your spirit. If you work with tarot decks, this is your wands. This is how you take action from spirit. You see that? Okay. Now I would look in your guide to see your alignment, to see where you have fire placements. And it will look like this. I hope you guys can see that. It'll have a little flame symbol, and the triangle will be facing upward. So it's going to look like this. Sorry, terrible illustration of little flame. But that is the fire symbol. Now take note, where do you have it in your ego? So that's sun placement. And where do you have it in your loving aspect or your moon placement? Because that's important to know how you take actions with spirit. Next, water. If you receive water, this is about your emotions. And this is about your energy. Or keeping your energy in motion. If you learned about or work with tarot cards, this is your cups. And you'll find this shape for water. I believe it's a wave. Let me see if I can find a water. There it is. So it will look like that shape. This is just finding out what element that it wants you to focus on that week. Then we have earth. Now this is physical. This is the body. If you're working with a tarot deck, this is Pentacles. So I want you to work with your physical body and abundance. So you're going to find everything in your chart that has an earth sign. Let's see. There. So here's mine. I have that earth sign. So it's downward and it has a little leaf at the bottom and mountains. So, it has that line, little leaf, and mountains. Ooh, my drawing is spectacular. This is something a little different. I'll put it maybe in pink. There is wood. If you get the element of wood, I want you to focus and gain a relationship with your dragon. And where you can grow. So when you receive wood, how do you grow into your heart? Can you see that? And when you receive metal, I'm just going to erase up here. This is how do you conduct. How do you conduct energy? And specifically, how do you conduct energy from the earth? So when you receive metal, if you receive metal, I want you to focus on how you use earth wood. I want you to look for your air placements. So the air looks like this, a triangle up and over, and it has a cloud. Because wood provides us oxygen to breathe. And we want to see how dragon is helping us with our mindset. Metal is found in the earth, while wood contributes to oxygen. So if you get wood or metal, it's a bit more to engage and understand with. Now that's it for working with your peach blossom dragon and the different elements. And sometimes you're going to get the same element each week because you need to continue expanding. Other times you might get different elements per week, but it's to, one, build a relationship with your pendulum. Two, it's to understand elements and how they work together and how you can better understand your higher self and your power and vibration. Oh, I forgot to put, if you are working with your tarot deck, continue the air placement is for swords. Okay. Yay, exciting. I believe that is what we are going to end on. I do want to show off opening circle. If you're using a smudge bundle, please use all the elements. The initial lighting, a little lighter, lighting is that fire element. The earth element is the actual herb or sage or smudge bundle that you are igniting. The air element is the incense. It's the activation of that plant, that earthly matter going up into the air to switch your mindset. And what people tend to forget is making sure the water element is engaged. That water element, having a seashell, which if you're in need of a seashell, I have seashells here. And I also have smudge bundles, but recognizing those attributes and the importance of engaging in each element while you're about to do elemental work. That being said, I'm so excited to work with you guys. The spring meditation, think about what time or day, either on the 19th or more geared around that spring equinox energy. We are going to do something similar of last year's light codes. So this is last year's egg. We will be doing this again, just more with dragon light codes. And I do have a drum session because each spring I do spirit drum painting and we figure out what those light codes are. And we'll just continue adding our light codes around our drum. So thank you so much. Namaste blessed. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out. Schedule your cosmic care sessions, whether it be a forgiveness session or propagation session or even a galactic shamanic journey. Thank you. Namaste blessed. This is a beautiful new moon time.